Anti-nuclear activists were overjoyed when they heard the news. Many had been fighting for years for this day to happen. Our team coverage continues with 10 News reporter Bob Lawrence. He is live at San Onofre with why the fight isn't over. Bob?
It's not over, Kim, because it's one thing to say the plant won't be restarted, but it's quite another to say, how are we going to get rid of it?
This is not the end, this is the beginning.
At an impromptu rally outside of the plant, anti-nuclear activists rejoiced at the news.
And I started to cry.
Crystal Coleman of Vista wasn't a longtime activist, but became one after word that radioactive steam had leaked from one of the generators at San Onofre. Gary Hedrick of San Clemente said the decision not to restart the plant sends a message to other plant operators.
This news is going around the world for anyone that lives near a nuclear power plant. We're all rejoicing.
It's one thing for San Onofre not to produce power anymore, but as to what happens next, well, don't look for this to happen. This is the Yankee nuclear plant in Maine, which began a $500 million decommissioning in 1997. So for San Onofre, you can expect
immediately nothing. They're going to let it sit and do a plan. They're going to have to plan this whole project out, and that could take a year or two just by itself to do.
Jennings, a professor with San Diego State with nuclear expertise, said first and foremost San Onofre can't do anything with its nuclear fuel.
So it'll stay there until the federal government comes up with a repository or some other location is willing to take.
And that, of course, is of concern to the anti-nuclear forces. But longtime activist Arnie Gunderson still foresees an endgame.
They have to store the nuclear fuel here, but the remainder of that whole plant site could be turned into a beach within 10 years.
A possibility, but Jennings doesn't think so in that time frame.
Probably a little optimistic.
But truth be told, Jennings also said that was the agreement when the plant was built, that when it was no longer viable, it would in fact be returned to its natural state. Thing is, that won't happen anytime soon. We are live at San Onofre. Bob Lawrence, 10 News.